2026 has seen the launch of some quite ridiculously priced golf clubs, and in today's video I have two of which could well amaze the golfing world. You see, first off, we have the brand new Tacoma Mark II 101 iron, the iron that has replaced the club that I think transformed golf pricing throughout the world. What Tacoma are doing in the D2C market is quite ridiculous. We know that they've got kind of good, proper products that are coming out with good premium components in. That's very difficult to say, Bob, by the way, at kind of 500, 600 pounds. This bad boy, however. So we have the brand new Cobra 3DP X iron, and this, Bob, do you know how much this would be for a full set?
I don't want to know.
Over £2,000. £1,800 for like 5 iron through to pitching wedge. If you want the 4 iron, which if online you go on, it doesn't show you that because it likes to price it under £2,000. I'm not stupid, Bob's not stupid, and you guys at home aren't stupid. But if you want the full set, it's basically £2,100. So how much difference is there in these clubs? We know that Tacoma have since put variable face thickness in their clubs. We know they've got different weighting to allow the ball flights to be totally different depending on what club you're using. And we know that Cobra are massively all in on this 3D printing method to help you guys generate more ball speed, more consistency and everything else. Now, I'm going to hold my hands up here. I'm a big fan of both of these. When I've done the reviews on these, this is the most consistent iron I think I've ever possibly tested, and I think it looks outrageously good. The Tacoma was 550 quid. So it works, it does the job. I think it looks fantastic. I quite like how industrial it is starting to look as well, whereas we know that the Cobra for that kind of price it's just going to look a little bit kind of newer for longer, isn't it? So the reason why I've got the Tacoma and I've got the 101 and I've got the Mark II is these are both the same loft, the 29 degrees for the 7 iron. So I wanted to kind of run that in line. We actually have very similar shafts in here. So I have the KBS Tall Light stiff in the Cobra, and we have a KBS 120 here, which is like a really, really nice old faithful, I think, the Tour 120. So let's see what difference we get. I think what Cobra, should we hit some shots first before I start thinking? You know what thinking can do, Bob, don't you? Very, very worrying. Right, a really nice chunky blade length, a nice top line, and we know it's nice and forgiving, this 7 iron. That was an awful strike. That was quite a bottomy strike. So I'll be impressed to see what kind of numbers we can generate. This is the beauty about the Cobra. 7 iron, struck out the bottom. We've still got 7,000 spin. We've got a 165 carry, a 168 total. So I know this club is capable of more than that. But what I love about it is I know it's not capable of much more than that, if you know what I mean. The last thing you want is a club that can potentially go like 190, but can also go 160, depending how good you are at golf. Because if you're going to spend £2,000 on a set of clubs, I don't want to be judged for how good I am, Bob. I want to be judged for what I've spent. Do you? Hey? Bob knows. Right, a little bit of a thinner top line here, long blade length, plenty of offset on this Mark II. Straight away a higher ball flight. The strike was a bit better, I'll be totally honest. So I would expect that to maybe go 170, 177. So the spin's down a touch. This doesn't necessarily mean one is better than the other. I want you guys to get in the comments below and let us know what you think to these, because 183 total compared to a 167 total, does it make it better? Comment below and let me know. We're going to continue this out on the fairway and into my favourite hole on this golf course, the par 3 third, and see if you should spend this much or if you should spend this much. I know which one. I know which one would cut. Well, you made me get a ball out of the lake with this. I know which one would cause an argument in my house. So guys, a lot of you may have seen I've now put the full swing kit in play for all my product testing and golfing needs. I absolutely love the simplicity of this. I love the numbers it gives me and how consistent it is. And most of all, I love how easy it is to fit in my golf bag. If anyone wants to check it out, I'll link it in the description below. It's an absolute game changer for me. Lots of people have clicked the link already to check it out. So if you do, make sure you have a look, because for me, I think it's a no-brainer if you're serious about improving your golf and knowing your numbers. Okay, so this is a really interesting place to test these two clubs, because as you saw with the first shots, yes, the Tacoma went further, it did launch higher, but the spin rate was actually quite a lot down on the Cobra. So I'd be looking at spin rates. I would want to see at least kind of 6,000 with these clubs. You may start to see them drop, especially in moist conditions. I'm going to go Tacoma first this time, so there's no shouts of you're always learning on the shot, because obviously that can happen. We will let that gentleman go before we go, Bob, because the last thing he wants is a tailor-made TP5 Pix straight through his passenger window. How far away are we? 174, so it's about perfect, isn't it? Into the window touch. It's all over it. Be the club. Be the club. That come up short? I think that's come short. 175 carry, 6.3 spin, so really good spin, better spin than the shots off the tee. And I reckon that's like a 180 total, 178 total. So down more in line with where you would want this club. Now, for the Cobra, did it skip over the bunker that or did it short? The strike was good, so let's see what we get with it. Because with the Cobra, you look at the different heads and the different styles. The Tacoma actually looks like a little bit sleeker, but actually, if you're in the market for something that is really forgiving and confidence inspiring, maybe you want that little bit more of a chunky effort. I think that's a carbon copy. If that's over, the other one's over. That's two really, really good shots, two very consistent shots, and that's what I was kind of hoping to see. 176, 6.3 spin, 181, so much more in line that time, aren't they? They're a lot closer than the first ones. The strikes were pretty identical, as you can see with those divots we're about to put back. Now, if these are very, very similar and consistent, there's a small matter of a £1,500 price difference. Isn't there? So I think it's fair to say here that neither of them made it to the green, but we are almost flag high because the bunker was on the left, it wasn't necessarily short. So do you feel as bad hitting it in the left-hand bunker with a set that costs as much as maybe a driver, or a set that costs as much as a car? I haven't made my mind up yet, I haven't made a decision, but if we're looking at... Huh? Bob has. I just think read the room. Read the room. And the really funny thing is about this video, I could have done this with numerous different D2C clubs and we could have performed quite well. Like I said, they're exactly the same loft, which is why I really wanted to use these clubs, and they're exactly the same length and they're exactly, well, they're very, very similar in shaft. So this is what I was going to say earlier, and this is why I should talk and then not stop because I almost forgot what I was going to say. Can you believe Cobra haven't put different shafts in them at stock for that price? And just churning out KBS Light, like, come on guys. I think these are awesome looking irons. And funnily enough, we were in PGA Tour Superstore in Orlando just last week, and I saw a set of these being traded in. They were, I think they were $1,800, so around £1,500. So someone's lost on that, haven't they? Really? Right. Par 3, flags at the front. I think we need to kind of flight this down a little bit. So this will be a really good test to see how versatile, if these are like the most versatile club ever, maybe we've got a shot. We've struck them all pretty well, apart from the first shot we did hit. That's all over the flag. That could go in, that might be a hole-in-one. Oh. If an iron makes you feel like that, I get it. I understand the fee, I understand the money structure, I understand the arguments at home, I understand the divorce proceedings, I get it. That's everything I want from a 7-iron. The spin rate's perfect, it's gone a long way, let's be fair. You're going to worry about the bottom end of the bag when it comes to what wedges you're going to have. But that, it's controlled, it's done well, it's nice. It's good. Has it gone a bit further than maybe I wanted it to? Is that next to the flag or is that past the flag? We'll see what happens with this one, but really nice turf interaction again there. So it's all kind of doing what I would want it to do for that price. Can I do that with a club that costs quarter of the price? We'll find out. Right, same swing. Consistency. Funnily enough, I've hit that one right. And I don't know if that distance-wise... Right, the first one, Bob, it was a 176, wasn't it? And these are different numbers, I promise you. I've just seen it. The spin...
179, wasn't it, the first one?
Oh, was it? Sorry, so it's 3 yards difference. The spin's pretty identical. I have boxed it to the right. It wasn't the best club face alignment. 178. So I think really we look at this as a whole. There's fantastic clubs out there no matter what budget you want to spend. Obviously you can go and get fitted for the Cobra, which will be a huge advantage as well. Are you better off somewhere in the middle? Comment below, guys, and let us know. How close is that? I actually had a hole-in-one with the Cobra, the Forge Tech 7-iron, and that was a lot less than them. So, yep. How close is that?